now, bless now, people. Don't forget to rest now. There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV, signing in. I just listened to Elliot Smith, and I listened to Elliot Smith's album XO. It's recommended on the Patreon by my good friend Gary. I put on the extended version, okay? So there may have been more, well, the deluxe edition they call it. So there may have been more material that I listened to that wasn't necessarily on the original record. But that's okay. I didn't listen to the alternate takes and the demos and so forth, but I listened to what was quite simply song by song, new song by new song. So I would say I listened to 18 different songs. 18 different songs. So plenty of material. It was good. Plenty of varied stuff. This isn't my first time listening to Elliot Smith because Gary put me onto the other record by Elliot Smith, as to which I've forgotten the title with, but there were some great songs on that. A different vibe. I feel this one, maybe in its own way, a little bit more mature. Some cool instrumentation. Generally, Elliot tries to strip it down, minimalize the instrumentation as a whole, sort of purely rely on his lyrical content and his acoustic guitar and whatnot. But it's very nice to hear a beat come in every once in a while. We have some great piano parts from time to time. We have some very powerful piano parts. We have some powerful bass presence when he wants to throw that into the mix. And a little bit of brass here and there. Bit of keyboard. He doesn't stray away from adding and filling in a little bit of instrumentation across the record, which is really good. Production wise, it was an enjoyable record. I felt the production was cool. Lyrically speaking, I know people really resonate with Elliot Smith, so I'm not going to detract from that. But for me personally, I like a little bit more of a straightforward verse, chorus, verse. A-B rhyme scheme. I'm a primitive man like that. I'm a dumbass. I'm a Neanderthal. And I just like simplicity when it comes to songwriting. Elliot Smith comes across with a little bit more of an artistic capability, which isn't a detriment, but in my world, as far as what I want to listen to, you know, lyrically speaking, his phrasing and syllabic value and whatever you would call it, it doesn't touch me as much as it might do the next person. He's a good guitar player, and he writes in a manner which is different. He plays different, and he sings different, and he writes different, and that's what gives him a great, like, sort of artistic capability. I would call it singer-songwriter music more so than like folk music. And yeah, with that being said, you hear a little bit of Beatles here and there. I know that he's probably not influenced by them whatsoever. Probably came before them for the most part, but he reminds me of that Steven guy from Porcupine Tree from time to time. Some of his vocal approaches and melodic aspects, especially with the harmonies and stuff, which are brilliant, by the way. There's some great vocal performance as far as harmonies and dual vocals are concerned. There's a lot of dual vocals on this record, and it sounds good. I'll rate this record a 5 out of 10. I know, controversial, right? Controversial. Like I said, it's my personal taste, and I rate it for what it is. I respect it for what it is. And me as a songwriter, it gives me a great insight into songwriting and my perspective on things, such as, like, I can't play the drums. So I don't really have much percussive elements on my own music, and whilst listening to Elliot Smith, I'm thinking to myself, oh, you sound a bit better with a drum kit, so it's great as far as the artistic relationship is concerned. From me to him, I can learn a lot, and I think it's fantastic. He taught me a lot through the listen through, but as far as the sound is concerned, I would have to be in an incredibly particular mood. With that being said, on the last record we listened to, that one track on the end of that, I forgot what it's called, I've listened to that a few extra times. So Elliot Smith is a good songwriter because it's very rare that I listen back to any of the music I check out on this channel. I don't have enough time, first and foremost, and when I do need to listen to music, it's like probably not a lot of stuff I listen to on this channel, to be fair with you. So I'll leave it at that. That's not to be disrespectful, it is what it is. I always do a disclaimer because I know that the fans are watching, but I hope you appreciate that. And with that being said, we're going to do another video. Let's read a little bit on the Wikipedia, see if there's anything cool about this record. Let's go. I'll see you there.